Hello. My question was about how do you feel about your interpersonal communication skills? I've moved because I fear that the river was too loud. I really struggle to say anything without using a lot of words. Some people, they'll be like, oh, I just don't know what to write about. I have way too much stuff that I feel like I have to say and that I want to talk about. But then sometimes I'm going through it and I'm like, how have I talked about this one thing for like 30 minutes? Like, how quickly does an hour go by? Every once in a while I'm like, oh, it would be interesting to teach, but then I think harder about it, and I know that I would never be able to do that because I use way too many freaking words. I would be obnoxious to people. No one would want to listen to me. I'm really envious of people who know when to stop talking. Even when I was growing up, I'd talk to other people my age and they'd be like, they'd be these really shy types, right? And they'd be like, oh, I just don't know what to say because I don't want to mess up. And I was always so envious of them, of people who would say things like that, because I just wish that I would be able to shut up. That's also been something that's made it very difficult for me to relate to people with. Because whenever I meet people, they're so convinced that I'm just a humongous social butterfly. They think that I'm a people person, that I don't want to do anything alone. I am not a social butterfly. Well, maybe I am to some extent. I suppose the better word is that I'm not an extrovert. I get completely worn out whenever I have to be with other people for any amount of time. But whenever I am with people, I am social. I do care. That doesn't mean that I'm not highly self-conscious every single time that I do that. But I do. And it's just like this paradoxical combination of traits that just make me simultaneously hate myself and unable to stop myself from doing the things that annoy me the most about myself. And even with all of this, I guess the topic is interpersonal communication. I'm still ultimately talking about my communication with myself. I guess it really just comes down to confidence. If I were to talk about interpersonal communication, I don't really know, because I don't know how other people receive anything that I say. Even if somebody gives some sort of obvious declaration of how they received what I said, I don't always pick up on it. Most of the time I don't pick up on it. I don't know if I've ever picked up on it. I'm autistic, so that's part of it. I don't know. Really wish this could be a more interesting vlog. I would move around more, but I fear if I tried to walk with my phone in front of my face, then I would get run over in traffic. So I'm not gonna do that. This has been my first vlog. This thing, I feel like a pretty hip person. Yeah, but thank you for watching.